up, G-Show Land, and welcome to another episode of the G-Show Podcast. I am G1, and this is the Geek Out. And mother of God, what is even this week? What the fuck happened? I had this whole other thing planned for today, and then BAM! News from everything drops. All corner of the Geekverse just comes and invades my brain. Things that I love coming back. Things that I love coming back. Things that I didn't think was ever coming back. And then some things not coming back at all. We got a shit ton to talk about. But before we do, let's introduce the co-hosts, the cohorts. Starting with JR, my brother. How you doing?
Good, dude. I just got to remember to call John after this. It's never too late to call him.
Oh, my God. I can't with them. Oh, also joining us, my brother from Jersey. Yo, Shin Rob, don't let the drones drop on your head.
God, I hope not. I'd look like a fucking street pizza thinner than a goddamn Pizza Hut thin crust if that fucking happened. Them bitches is huge.
All right, real
Also,
quick.
I'm good.
I know there's a shit ton of things to talk about, but real quick, since you are there and you're actually seeing these things in the sky, bro, what the fuck is this like, man? Like, whoa, what's the feeling over there?
It's probably the closest to seeing like a UFO I've ever gotten into in my life. Like, just like that unsettling feeling. Because either early in the morning before the sun comes up, or like at night when I'm walking the dog, letting her out, seeing those flashing lights and hearing the like in the background, it's just fucking unsettling. And what's extra fucked is that when it notices you noticing it, the lights go off.
Wait, is that real? Like, for real?
Yeah. One of my buddies at the fucking deli, it's like, I saw one last night, looked it dead in its fucking lens. It's cyclone, whatever the fuck you want to call it. His words, not mine. It's like, lights went, and then it disappeared. And it's like, fuck. Like, these reports of this shit happening, it sounds like bullshit, but it's not. And it's kind of fucking creepy.
Yeah, that is absolutely fucking nuts, man. I can't believe it. Like, whoo, man, I tell you, Big Brother's in the sky already. I don't know what's going on, but it is not good. And the fact that nobody seems to know what this is even crazier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
just had to happen in New Jersey.
Just had to happen in New Jersey, for real. Yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, we did a live stream where we did a watch along of the Game Awards 2024. I will say this right now. I'm going to give y'all all a heads up. I'm not doing that shit next year. I am not even partaking in watching that shit next year. No offense to anybody who likes the Video Game Awards, but it was absolute bullshit, trash, corny. I can't stand it. I won't watch it ever again. That being said, I can't wait for that last Berserker game to come out, or whatever that shit is. That looked fun as fuck. That looked fun as fuck. So, yeah, Rob, you weren't there yesterday. You weren't able to join us. But what stood out the most to you if you watched any of those trailers?
Probably Nightmare Labyrinth, which is that Pac-Man Metroidvania horror game. And fucking Okami sequel with Hideki Kamiya back at Clover Studios. Those two things and The Witcher. Those three things to me were like massive, because I was kind of expecting Witcher 4 just because it's like CD Projekt Red. They can't keep a secret to hold their fucking stones, but bro, that fucking Okami shit had me screaming. Yeah. And then seeing Kamiya's name pop up, like, he's back! Devil May Cry 6, beautiful Joe, come on. Big.
Yeah.
Big deal.
It was crazy, and the Pac-Man thing caught me so off guard, because we were all like, what the fuck was that Pac-Man episode in Secret Levels? Like, what was that? And I'm telling you, that's the one that caught my eye right off the bat. When I seen those 8 shorts pop up, Pac-Man was the one. they did Pac-Man here. I'm watching it. I seen it. What the fuck is this? And then yesterday when they played that trailer, we were all like, oh, now I look at it in a different light.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like watching that short, it's just like, what in the goddamn fuck are they doing? And then you watch the gameplay and it's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I need this in my life and I need it now.
I see you, Pac-Man, but I really don't see you.
I somewhat see you.
Somewhat.
Even when you go full Venom and start eating people.
Which was crazy. My God. Speaking of Venom, should we start there or should we start somewhere else? I mean, no, you know what? Biggest news of the fucking week. I guess we got to start here. We've got to start here. Sony has said sayonara to their Spideyverse. It's over. It's all over. It's all over. I don't know what writing was on the wall that they saw finally. If the fucking ink became uninvisible, and they finally pulled the plug on their dying, non-money making experiment, if you will, of a Spider-Verse without Spider-Man. Kraven the Hunter that drops today. Happy Friday the 13th, y'all. Kraven the Hunter that drops today is the last movie Sony is doing in this Spider-Man-less Spider-Verse. And I'm all for it. I'm going to be honest. I'm just going to say it. I didn't mind the Venom thing. I didn't. I think Venom is a marketable name, a marketable character. So when they said we're going to do Venom, I was like, okay, that's dope. How would that fit in? They tried to make it work at the end of Let There Be Carnage. But I have not yet seen Venom: The Last Dance. I will rectify that tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, this is big news, man. This is Sony finally admitting. Well, no, they actually admitted that Concord wasn't it either. But this is Sony saying, "Oh, we fucked up here." I'm all for it. Rob, what say you?
Honestly, I don't know what to say. It's like, I enjoyed Venom. I enjoyed Venom 2. I have yet to see Venom 3. That in and of itself, was it's not fine, but it was fine to me. It's just everything in between. It's like, why did any of this need to fucking exist? Morbius was a fucking train wreck. Madam Web it's like getting punched in the dick fully erect. And then you got fucking Kraven where it's just like, who fucking asked for this? So it's like, I'm surprised and I'm not surprised because I genuinely thought they were going to go the fucking distance. They were going to do their absolute bestest to get Tom Holland in on another Venom movie or something or other. But honestly, man, I don't care. That's it. Y'all tried. Y'all fell on your face. And I'm surprised it took you this long to even get to that point, that realization.
Thoroughly agreed. I mean, Madam Web, who asked for that? Morbius, I could kind of get, right? It's a horror movie. It's a vampire. It's a superhero. It's Jared fucking Leto. Yeah, remember his Joker stint. But Madam Web, what in the what? That is so far left field. That's just so far left field, that shit is in the right field. That shit goes full circle around the globe, now it's in right field. That's how far left that shit came from. Then nobody asked for that. Nobody asked for that. And even Kraven.
No.
Kraven, really? Look, Kraven has one good story in Spider-Man. Maybe two. But one good story. What the fuck were you thinking making a Kraven movie? And good God, I've seen a picture of Rhino, and I really thought it was Ray Harryhausen. I swear, at first, on the thumbnail, I was like, what the hell is that? Is it like Jason and the Aeronauts? What the fuck? And then I click, and it's Rhino, and I go, oh, okay. All right. I wonder how those toys are going to look. But, JR. Yeah, exactly. JR, what's your take on this?
It's for the fucking best, right? I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it. Sony, everything, and I know you like the Amazing Spider-Man movies. I get it. And I like the first one to an extent, but the second one, no. Honestly, they don't know what they're doing. They've never known what they were doing with Spider-Man and this Spider-Verse. It goes back to fucking Spider-Man 2, Raimi's. After that, it went into Spider-Man 3, and it just went downhill. And then they're like, oh, let's reboot it. The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield. Good movie. Was it perfect? No. But it was enjoyable. And then they fuck it up with the sequel. And then it's just, you know, the only thing they know how to do is the animated Spider-Verse movies. And I think that's where they should stick. Because no one cares about Venom. I'm sorry. To me, it's not Eddie Brock. It's not Venom. They went with this anti-hero shit without establishing who the fuck he is. His whole origins. They just jump into it, and I'm like, I don't care. And then you go into this Madam Web shit. Who gives a shit about Madam Web? Who gives a shit? Sony. Let me talk to you, Sony. Hold on. Let me talk to you. You're on a fucking list this year. You're on a fucking list this year. I'm not going to say which fucking list or where on the fucking list. You pissed me off. Because you had not one, not two, but three Spider-Man villain movies come out this year.
Well,
that nobody gave a shit about. I'm glad it took you 20 fucking years to realize you genuinely don't know what to do with Spider-Man. Congratulations. Can you just give it to fucking Marvel now? Please? Just sign the fucking paper, get your money, make your games and your animated stuff. Just stop with the live action. Stop.
I don't even think they can do animation anymore. I think Marvel has some kind of a clause with the Disney Plus shit that Disney does the animation now, the animated Spider-Man stuff. But the games, it's theirs. And I think that's what they were trying to do with these movies. They were just trying to hold on to certain licensing. You don't need to. The Spider-Verse is what's working for you. And if anything, I would personally, honestly, I'd go and I'd make Amazing Spider-Man 3. I'm gonna be honest with you. The reaction.
What I would personally do that, have them team up with fucking
Tobey Maguire.
I
agree 100%. Call it Spider-Man.
Those two, they worked off each other fucking excellent in No Way Home. There you go. Get a competent writer and a competent fucking director. Go for broke. Because this Venom, Let There Be Carnage, Morbius, Madam Web, Venom the Last Dance, Kraven the Hunter, it doesn't work. It doesn't. What is this? Year of the Villain? Are you trying to be like DC? Except for the last since 2016? Fuck. At least fucking DC, when they do Year of the Villain shit, it's 1 year. Fuck. I get tired of it.
Well,
sorry.
You know it's great. You know how Spider-Man got the symbiote off of him?
Yeah.
He rang the bell, and the bell has been rung. It's over, Sony. It is done. But to stick with Sony for a minute, interesting news came out this week. If I'm not mistaken, Rob, you brought this to the attention of us. Our attention, I should say. I'm all fucked up in the game. Sony's trying to buy Katakawa Studios? Did I say that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What would be their catalog?
They're very much interested.
What would be their catalog if that was to go through? What would they get?
Well, they'd get From Software. I know that much. Which I know there's a lot of people not exactly pleased about that being a possibility at all. Which I can't say I disagree, because that's just scary. But I don't know, like when it comes to that, I know a lot of people are, a little worried that Sony might be like monopolizing anime here in the States. I know a lot of people think that Sony's gonna toss Gamera into the MonsterVerse. It's not gonna fucking happen.
It's not gonna happen.
No, and if they did, they'd just be wasting their fucking time. But I don't know, man. I really don't know what's going to go on there if they're going to do it. I don't know what exactly that's going to entail for Xbox users and From Software fucking games and all that other stuff. But yeah, that's going to be a very weird time if that purchase goes through.
That's crazy. Like Sony doing that. I get the anime stuff. I do. Because, yeah, they want that stranglehold. And it's crazy, too, because America really can't have, like, they have no say in that. You know how America puts stops to certain companies merging because they're like, no, that's too much of a monopoly. Sony don't have to deal with that shit. They're like, fuck you, we're a Japanese company. We want to buy this Japanese company for whatever reason. The interesting thing, though, is like, would it give Gamera a new life? You know, maybe this is the reason why they're stopping all the Spider-Man stuff so they can focus on a Gamera series. I listen,
bro.
I'm down if that was the case.
Bro,
Not if they got these people making fucking Venom and Madam Web movies headlining a fucking Gamera project. I'd rather fucking shit myself.
I'm saying
you guys are
I'm
looking
saying,
at it wrong.
No, I'm saying it stays in Japan. I'm saying a Japanese Gamera movie. Yeah, no, I'm saying the Sony.
Well then maybe. I doubt it, but maybe.
No, see, you guys don't understand. Sony has Gamera. Roland Emmerich's still alive. I'm just saying. We could have 1998, but Gamera.
Don't even joke.
I'm fucking going there, bro. I'm going there.
This would be great. Are you kidding me?
Hanging fucking fruit.
What else have they done with Gamera except that anime in the past fucking 20 years?
That anime was really
I'd
good.
rather have nothing than that motherfucker touch more kaiju media ever the fuck again.
Hey, listen.
Bro, we gotta do it.
Yous are all wrong because he would give Gamera one of the greatest villains of all time. A fucking giant alien towing a giant alien fucking space laser machine gun like he did in Independence Resurrection. And that's the reason why that movie's so fucking dope. Because if you tell me there's a movie with a giant alien space laser machine gun, I'm in. You fucking sold me. You sold me. I don't give a fuck what it looks like. I don't care how bad Data is in that movie. I don't care if Pac-Man is in that movie too. New Pac-Man, not old Pac-Man. Man, I'm sorry. Tangent, a little bit. Slight tangent.
You're good, dude. You're good.
But no, if it was like a Japanese produced Gamera movie, I would love that. I would love that because then, to me, even though we know we're getting another Godzilla movie, but light a fire under someone's ass. Toho, get it together. Oh man, I would love it. Oh, back to the fucking glory days of the 90s, late 90s. Oh, give it to me all.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, that would be nice. Just keep it far the fuck away from America.
I would so be down for that shit though. The third Geno movie, you kidding me? Oh, it'd be the best. It'd be the best, but I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna keep. You know what? I'm gonna keep it going. I'm going to not say it. Even though I should have started this in the new year. I thought about that. So I might digress once or twice today. But I digress. That's one. Moving on from Sony. But if I'm not mistaken, does Sony Pictures does this movie? Who does this movie? Anyway. Here comes a franchise that we haven't seen in quite some time. Trailer drops earlier this week. I think Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm going to be honest with you. This trailer right now is top contender for trailer of the year against Alien Romulus. Now, regardless of how I feel about the movie, that Alien Romulus trailer, on the other hand, was fucking fantastic. But 28 years later is happening. It's coming out in June 2025. It looks fantastic. The trailer was something to behold. I'm in love. And of course, is that supposed to be Cillian Murphy's character? I'm just asking for a friend named JR who I will throw it to right now.
No, it was confirmed today. officially from the director, that's not him.
It's
It's
not,
not him.
It's not him, or it's not his character.
That's not him or his character.
Okay. Oh, well then,
Yeah.
darn drats. I should have put Aaron Taylor Johnson in the thumbnail, because at least that's going to get more props than fucking Craven is this weekend. Oh! Sorry.
So,
That was low.
I will say, look, it was posted that it came out. I watched it. I was like, hold on. Then I watched it again. Went to work. Got home from work and I watched it. I think I've probably watched it now 15 times.
Oh, it's
The trailer.
It's JR's trailer of the year, guaranteed.
Yeah. Look, man, I've been waiting a very long time. We all have. We've all been waiting for this for a very long time, and it's finally here. And the writer director of the first two movies, put their shit aside finally, and the studio got it together, and here we are. You know what it reminds me of a little bit? There was an original script for Day of the Dead from George A. Romero. And Tom Savini talked about it. The fucking thing was 300 pages long. It was compared to it was like the Ben-Hur of zombie movies.
Jesus.
And it never got made. And I'm watching this trailer and I'm like, there are fucking elements of what Tom Savini talked about in that original Day of the Dead script in this trailer, which gets me even more hyped because it's not only a sequel to two of the greatest zombie movies of all time, but it's taking elements from what could have been the greatest zombie movie of all time. And it all works for me. I don't know what the fuck this boots on the ground shit in this trailer is. It's haunting. It's epic. It's creepy as shit. Aaron Taylor Johnson, dude, I'm so glad you got work, because for a minute I was getting a little worried. So,
why?
It looks good.
He's doing his thing.
I know, but I don't know, man.
He's in the Fall Guy.
It doesn't look good.
He was in the Fall Guy. He's in Craven.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but no one's going to see Craven, dude. But he's also in Nosferatu. Apparently, he has a decent role in that.
He's in Nosferatu. Yeah. Absolutely.
So I don't know, man. I like where Aaron Taylor Johnson's going. Do some more horror like this. 28 years later, Nosferatu. Craven the Hunter looks like a horror film with the CGI. Jesus. But, it's got me beyond excited to the point of give it to me now. Because I've already waited what really feels like almost 20 years.
This trailer was fucking fantastic. I love it. I can't stand it. I want it now. I gotta watch those two movies again. I mean, I would religiously watch them, so they're pretty fresh in the head. You know what's funny? Now that I think about it, holy shit. Jeremy Renner was in the second one, and now Aaron Taylor Johnson is in this one, and all I can think about is, what? You didn't see that coming? Oh my god. Rob, what do you think of the trailer?
Oh, the trailer is fucking genius, I think. I'm a sucker for taking older songs, older tracks, and reapplying them into spooky movie trailers and everything, and really giving them a new edge, a new lease on life and everything. So I was immediately captivated, but it's so refreshing to see a zombie movie coming out in this day and age that doesn't look like Walking Dead to me.
Yeah.
There's so many zombie projects that are coming out where it either looks like somebody pissed all over the film and it's stagnant truck stop piss fucking yellow in a toilet, or it just looks like another fucking Walking Dead project. 28 days, 28 weeks, 28 months, 28 seconds, 28 minutes, 28 hours, the whole 9 yards. They're great fucking movies. And to know that this sequel is finally coming out and it made itself known with Probably the best trailer of the year. It's a great feeling. It really fucking is. As somebody who grew up watching those 28 fucking movies and everything, it's a joy, and I can't wait. I'm very fucking excited.
I have to touch on that too. How you said it doesn't look or feel like The Walking Dead. Thank you. Seriously, because it doesn't. I'm looking at this and it's just, it reminds me so much of the best zombie movies, which in of itself, the 28 series is in of itself one of the greatest zombie franchises. It is a franchise now. There's about to be a third movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's comic books. There's comic books, so it is franchised.
Yeah. No, I completely agree, because there's always been a distinct look and feel and tone with these movies. And that shit has not left, because the 28 Days Later was one of the only, not only zombie, the only movies to ever actually scare me. This was like, we had Running Zombies with the Dawn of the Dead remake, but these fuckers, which I wonder if this movie came out first. I'm curious. 28 Days Later, at least. Let me see real fast.
No, Dawn of the Dead came out first.
No, 28 Days Later came out in 2002, 2 years before the Dawn of the Dead remake.
No shit.
Yeah. So
Zack Snyder is a hack job.
Yeah.
Got it.
This was the first movie with those running bastards. Like, fuck them. And they're so good because of the eyes. They're bleeding and they're spitting up blood, and watch your eyes and your mouth and your nose. It's creepy, it's scary, and it's just not losing what it is at its core. And it comes off that way in this trailer. It's like, listen, we ain't changed. We're keeping it as it's supposed to be in this world, and I fucking love that, because yeah, they could have copped out and just did The Walking Dead.
No, they couldn't have. No. This is beyond Walking Dead. One of the things I love about the first two movies are, while yes, they're both, obviously in the same franchise, they're both distinctly different though. Like, the first one is a very, very, very scary, not claustrophobic, I can't think of the word, but it's a scary, visceral movie. Whereas the second one is scary as shit because but it's also like an action movie. You know what I mean? Like,
it's more of like a military.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh man, fucking dudes with machine guns shooting these out. Yeah, I love all that shit. The thing I was gonna tell you when you spoke earlier about the Romero Ben-Hur zombie treatment, that eventually did get made. It just didn't get made into good movies. Survival of the Living Dead. I think that's what the one where they on the island.
Yeah, Survival of the Dead, unfortunately.
Yeah, and they did take elements from that and put it there. But this, you're right, because this is what it feels like. This trailer has that flavor, and just the background, that music, that the guy talking, the way it's going, man, talk about unnerving. Oh, and I loved it, and it fucking works. The Cillian Murphy thing, even though now we know it's not him, that was a point of contention for me, because I was like, wait a minute. It's established that these things die if they don't eat. So to see this emaciated fucking zombie rise from the grave looking like Cillian Murphy's character, that bothered me. But now we're saying it's not him. That's good. I'm okay with that.
Well, there's also point of contention where people were talking about, yeah, it doesn't slow down. Like, they do have a life expectancy, the infected, but there's still the infected around, and it was coming up, and it's all speculation, of course, but what if the virus has mutated? Because viruses do mutate. What if it's just slowing metabolism down for the infected, given that there's not enough spread anymore because huge amounts of the population's perished? So the virus ends up mutating, keeping the host alive longer. It is a thing that's being discussed, and I was thinking about it. I'm like, not inherently a bad idea.
I mean,
because
you know, in science that does work because bacteria do change to survive, which is fucking scary when you really think about it like that.
Yeah.
Um,
But also the cast of this movie, dude. Come on, Cillian Murphy, Ralph Fiennes, dude. I saw him in the trailer. I'm like, or fine, sorry.
Yeah, I was about
I'm
to
like,
say
dude,
Ralph
Lord
Fiennes.
Voldemort. I
Who
love
the
he's
hell
still
is
getting
Ralph
more.
Fiennes?
I love it.
Who's that
Aaron
guy?
Taylor Johnson, of course.
Is that
Like,
guy in
it's a
that
good
Star Wars
cast
show right now? Is that guy Ralph
Absolutely.
Fiennes in that Star Wars show with the children?
Ralph Fiennes?
Yeah, Lord Voldemort. Don't say his name.
Yeah, that's Lord Voldemort. He's also in the Menu. Fantastic movie. Check it out. Yeah,
Shit,
no,
I mean that.
he's in a bunch of shit. I love that actor, but it's just like it's a good cast so far.
It is a good cast.
Yeah.
And I really can't wait to see what they do with this one. I am a fan. I have a thing that scares me to death. It's a thing about the third act of a trilogy where the first two are so fucking good. I'm like, oh, here we go. We gonna get the greatest trilogy since the original Star Wars. And then they fall flat on their face. And I sit there and I go, damn. For instance, I thought Pirates of the Caribbean had what it took. And then that third movie came out and I was like, oh, God, what is this? Shit. Then The Matrix. Well, The Matrix before that. I was like, oh, here we go. The Matrix. Here we go. And then the third movie, What is Love? I love my daughter very much. And I'm like, oh, that's not good. I don't like it. And, you know, and so on and so forth. And, you know, I'm not a fan of the Lord of the Rings movies, but I understand where people be like, what are you talking about, Lord of the Rings? Yeah, fine, have your day. But there's there hasn't been anything threequel-wise where it's like, oh man, this trilogy is about to knock off my... All right, maybe Gamera. Yeah, maybe Gamera is the closest thing. That's the closest thing. That is the absolute closest thing. The Gamera trilogy is right up there with Star Wars. But I digress, too. This one has what it takes. This one has what it takes.
Absolutely.
And I am so ready to go see this. My butt is still clenching right now.
So there's also rumors, whether or not this is true. I'm seeing it fucking everywhere right now, that this whole movie was shot on an iPhone 15 Max.
I believe that.
I believe it.
I believe it.
And that's not the first goddamn time a movie's been shot on an iPhone.
Exactly why I believe it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we'll see. We'll definitely see, man. There's a lot of shit with this movie.
George Lucas and James Cameron right now are going, are you fucking kidding me? We created fucking equipment for peak cinema and these motherfuckers are filming on a fucking iPhone? I love it.
I love it
Dude,
too.
it's so good.
It's so good. It is so good.
So what you're saying is we should move to the next topic before we spend the next 28 years later talking about this.
Close. You know what? And I love that, but I made a mistake.
Oh no,
I
did.
I made a mistake. While we were on the Sony topic, I should have went right into this one and then circled back around. So that's where we're going now. Okay, because we're going to wait. It's Christmas time. Don't worry. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
But Sony owned every other fucking movie except this one. And the one that came before it. And that movie is Godzilla vs. Biollante. Which is which is actually coming out now in a Criterion Collection set? Not a set. What would you call it? Collector's edition. Release. Thank you, Rob. And
Got you.
And I'm sitting here and I'm like, what? Criterion? We're getting Hisai series? We are? We're getting it? And I'm so for it. I am. I'm all for it. Of course I'm all for it. I'm going to buy it. Of course I am. Of course. Because if this is happening, then Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah needs to happen, right? And if that's going to happen, then Godzilla vs. Mothra happens, right? And if that happens, that Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla 2 happens, right? And if that happens, Space Godzilla happens. And if that happens, Destroyer happens. But wait, time out, because I'm a subscriber to the Criterion channel. I have that channel. I pay for it. I pay $8 a month for it, just so I can watch Godzilla Heisei movies in a beautiful fucking upscale versions. And I'm sitting here and I'm going, wait a minute though. Wait. Why are we starting with this? Because on your channel, and the reason why I got it, you have the Return of Godzilla. So why are we not starting with that? What is going on? Now, I will never look a gift Godzilla in the mouth. Okay? The idea that we are going to get Godzilla versus Biollante, which if you try to go and get that fucking Miramax Blu-ray that came out 12 years ago, good luck.
Jesus Christ.
Good luck.
I have it, by the way.
Oh, I have it. Oh, I have it too. Oh, I bought that shit right off the bat. When that shit was $15 to $20, I bought it. But good luck trying to get that shit now.
Yeah.
So, for those who don't have it, you're going to get this release with so much, because Criterion really does take care of their fucking business, man. They stand on their word. They put good stuff out when it comes to content within their movie, whatever they're putting out. So I respect that. I do. My beef though is, one, why do single and start with Biollante, right? When you have Return of Godzilla already on your channel. You got it. I'm confused. And two, why didn't you just do a fucking other box set like you did for the Showa era? I mean, just combine SIM and Millennium. And you want to throw a special feature in there? Fuck! Because honestly, this should be Shin Godzilla. I'm just saying. This should be Shin Godzilla. That should get the release. And everything else should be in a nice, beautiful box set. With a Showa Godzilla on the cover. Because, you know, they did the Heisei Godzilla on the Showa. You know what I'm saying? So that's something. When I saw this today, Rob, when you put that up in the group chat today, I loved it. I was like, oh shit, Criterion's dropping. Oh, that, because you only know what's coming, right? Like, you can't just drop one and not expect the others.
Yeah.
But then my beef is, what the fuck? Why are we doing one at a time? Why can't we do a group set? Or why not start with the fucking first one? Return to Godzilla.
You know the answer to all of that, Ray.
Do I really? Because I'm 3 in and I ain't nothing in my stomach but peanut butter and jelly M&Ms.
So you got to look at it like this. With Godzilla 1984 as a movie, there's baggage. There's baggage that people want specifically. And for all we know, since Criterion are who they are, they could very well be working on something to include in a major release on disc for 1984.
Oh!
So instead of rushing that out before they know what's what, they're like, all right, let's start with Godzilla versus Biollante instead.
God damn it, Rob, are you trying to tell me that they're going to do what Sony did with G2K?
I think it's very possible, because I don't know how Criterion works, but it's very clear that they have the ability to get shit done and get it done in a timely manner. And immediately seeing like the conversation shift from, holy shit, Biollante in 4K, immediately shift to, why not Godzilla 1984? It's the first thing that popped in my mind.
Yeah.
Because it's the one thing that makes sense at this point in time. Now, it could very well be the transfer isn't done yet. They've had Biollante longer than they've had 84. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. But in my hopeful mindscape, the one thing that I'm thinking is they're going to do what we've all wanted for like decades now. 84, 85.
Oh my God.
Full-blown remasters, the whole 9 yards, put it together in a nice singlet, double disc set, whatever you want to do. And I think that's very, very possible. I think that's very extremely fucking possible in that regard, because, like I said, Criterion had the way of getting shit done in a very unearthly manner, and if anybody's gonna do it, it's Criterion.
And you know what? Raymond Burr just fits the Criterion mold, you know?
do.
So fuck, you're right.
He's a maestro.
He's a maestro. Oh my. Wait. You know who else fits that mold? Orson Welles. Do you think maybe one day, someday, hopefully, wish upon a star, Transformers the movie becomes a Criterion? Oh my god.
Listen, man, I'm going to tell you what I tell everybody else who's hopeful for a Criterion release of a specific movie. If Michael Bay's Armageddon can get in on that shit, I think anything can.
Oh shit. Oh yeah. Okay. Yes. There is hope. Yes. Dare to be stupid, or just dare. Wow. Now to think about it. Wow.
Dare.
I am today years old when I realized there are 2 songs in that fucking movie that start with dare. I digress. 3. I'm gonna make up for last week, boys.
Let it flow.
Okay, so you know what? I totally get it. I'm still hurt. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still like, why? But in that regard, I am willing to play patient, because yes, there's no Godzilla fan, especially this one, and everybody knows the story. It's 1985. We're shopping downtown Brooklyn, Fulton Street. We're walking past the movie theater, the Metropolitan.
Right. I have 2 home theaters. One with a projector, one with a 4K TV. Do you want to watch it? I have 85.
You know what you don't have, though, JR? The ability to time travel back to 1985. Because when I saw that poster in that fucking little window, and I said, Mom, could we go see it? She said, boy, get your ass to this bus stop. Mom, why you do this?
Get your ass to this bus.
Mom, I took you to see every Godzilla movie that came out in theaters. Since that time, I took you, Mom. Well, I didn't take you to see 2000. I didn't take you to see that one. But I took you to see 98, Mom. I flew back to New York. I was only here in Vegas for 1 year. I flew back to New York, Mom, to take you to see Godzilla 2014, Mom. And you couldn't give your favorite oldest son, your favorite, bestest oldest son, the gift of Godzilla. No! So, Mom, I love you. I'll never forgive you. But, Mom, I tell you this, Mom, I'm talking to you, Mom. If Criterion does release that, Mom, you can redeem yourself, Mom. You can get it all back, Mom. Mother! All you gotta do is say, that's it. All you gotta do is say, here, son, this is for you. And I will be transported back to 1985 as a little child. And we would go in and we would eat the popcorn and the Raisinets and drink the cherry Coke and watch Godzilla 1985. And you would see me cry like a little baby because he falls in a volcano and dies. He dies until Godzilla vs. Biollante comes out. And it's like, it's the best thing in the world. So, yes, Criterion, dope. But yeah. Criterion, listen, I love what you're doing here. But you better not do this to any other releases. That box art is terrible. That box art is fucking...
I think it's okay, dude. I think it's okay.
No, that is absolute trash. I'm sorry.
Like I said, we've been spoiled with Noriyoshi our entire lives.
Yeah.
Like, even beforehand. So, it's like, I understand the sentiment. I'm not crazy about it either. But I think I speak for all of us when I say it don't matter because we want that disc.
It's true. But I'm saying I would have just went with the Japanese original fucking VHS cover.
Yeah.
And
Well,
this is why it should have been Arrow Video doing that, because they would have given us the reversible cover.
that is true. It could be an instance as well. It's like a licensing thing. We don't know.
Oh, wait a minute.
It's very true.
Wait
This
a
type is all
minute.
licensing.
You just opened up a can, Rob. You just opened up a can, Rob. Why
A
you
beer?
do this, bro? Arrow Video Godzilla. I mean, you know how I feel about Arrow. I love Arrow. They've given me things I didn't know I wanted. Then they gave me things that I needed, and they gave it. I said, oh, thank you so much. I'm looking at you versus, oh, if, see, 'cause Arrow does a great job of preserving movies also. That Gamera
They do.
collection is fucking fantastic. I'm gonna be honest with you. Shh. It's actually better than the Showa Criterion collection. I'm just saying. In terms of
It's true, 100%.
They-
Plus,
everything-
Tabakawa gave them all the negatives.
yeah, and everything we got in that shit is fucking perfect. I'm so glad I pulled the trigger on the $100-something, $120, $130 for that box set when it came out. I'm so glad I pulled the trigger on that. But at the same time, man, Criterion, to me, that name just holds power, bro. So we're like, wait, but Godzilla's with the Criterion channel? Whoa. I'm with it.
Yeah.
I'm just not with the box art. But JR, I spoke to Rob. I've rambled about this a lot. What are your thoughts?
I think it's dope. I agree. Like, it's weird that they're doing it out of order, but and not in a collection like they did with the Showa era. I really, maybe that's later on down the line. Once they get all of the Heisei released individually, they'll do a collector's edition of all of them. But it's a little odd. But they could also make more money this way. I don't know. But I digress. That's one. I think it's dope. Because out of all of the Heisei released Godzilla movies, yeah, Godzilla vs. Biollante is the hardest right now to get hold of. Like, it's fairly difficult, unless you got it when it was released back in the day. Because I have the DVD and the Blu-ray, but I got the Blu-ray in a fucking combo pack with 2 Asylum films that aren't actually that bad, all things considered. It's cool. And yeah, I was just looking, you can pre-order it now from the Criterion website for like $32. It's not bad. I'll probably pick it up at like Barnes and Noble because I get some good discounts there. So it's dope. And I dig the cover art. I really do. I think it's pretty cool. I know a lot of people aren't liking it, and that's fine, you know. Preferences, that's fine. Now as far as individual Godzilla releases from Criterion, other than the big ass book that we got, they've only done 54.
Yeah.
So this is the second individual release, which gets me even more excited. And all the goodies, dude. They're loading it up. 4K and Blu-ray with all the special features, behind the scene, cut scenes. Man, that's how you do it. Like, one of my biggest complaints with the Showa era collection they did was it wasn't, you know, they were all dubbed, even though a majority of the movies, if not all the movies, have been dubbed. There was no real good bonus features. You got, you know, of course, 1956 or King of the Monsters, and then you also got the Japanese version of King Kong versus Godzilla, which was cool. But other than that, I mean, the fucking book, if you leave your discs in there and the glue melts, like, Destroy All Monsters doesn't work for me anymore because I can't get the glue off.
Oh, no, I bought a jewel case.
Yeah,
I bought a jewel case.
Yeah, so, yeah, I got one as soon as that started happening. But yeah, no, it's just, like, it's nice. My wallet's going to hurt, of course. But in the grand scheme of things, I think I paid $225, $250 for the original Criterion Showa era. So the Heisei, there's less movies, so it might actually be cheaper.
Whoa, what? How much you pay?
Yeah, when that originally came out, because I actually technically got it 4 days before launch because a local record store had it, and they weren't supposed to have it up. And it was at retail $230 to $250, and I paid $250.
I don't think I paid that much at all for mine.
No, Amazon discounted it heavily.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it really did shoot down in price. At one point, I could have picked it up at Barnes & Noble for $80, but I had already owned it.
Yeah.
So, but no.
I think that's why they're going with solo releases, too. A lot
Yeah,
of people complained about the box for the Showa set, and I think this might just be the healthier way to do it at first.
Yeah.
And then maybe do a box set, but I have a feeling they're probably going to stick and land with single releases.
Well, it also brings up the question, since they're doing 4K releases now, the Heisei films and 1954, which was like last month is when they did it, are they going to do individual releases of the Showa era films on 4K?
Oh.
I mean, they can.
I'd buy it.
I would too.
I would too, actually. I'm gonna be honest, because I'm looking for right now for my box set case that I put everything in. I'm looking for a fucking wraparound cover. I told my wife, if you can find something that something,
eBay.
yeah, you know
Not
what it
only
is. I don't know
eBay,
what the
Etsy as
dimensions
well.
are. I don't know what the dimensions are. I'm fucking terrible with math.
No. So
I got
actually,
Gotcha.
yeah,
All right.
send him a link.
Thank
But
you.
no, the sponsor for my YouTube channel, he had the same problem. He went on Etsy, and there's people that sell the case with the cover,
Yeah.
like already installed. They do a whole custom deal. I think it was like $25.
And my thing is, it's gotta match up, because I've seen some really good ones, but I was like, wait a minute, but this ain't the Showa era. I want if this going to be the Showa era, I want the Showa era.
It was actually the Criterion book that wrapped around. See, for me, for mine, I just printed it because I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like, I know what's in here. I display all of my Godzilla movies as it is on my shelf. This is all just all of them in a box. So,
Gotcha,
Yeah.
bro.
Thank you.
look at this, man.
Yeah, no, I'm happy now, because I do. It's been sitting in that fucking jewel case for 2 years now. Just like, and then the fact that Max put all of them out on the motherfucking, on HBO for Turner Classic Movies, I don't use them. I just stream them now. But
Yeah, like, the only time I watch my physicals 9 times out of 10 is when I go to my projector room, because I'm like, I want to know what it was like to watch this movie on a projector.
so here's one thing I want to know, and I'm pretty sure this is the right answer. I mean, I'll get the right answer, or let me rephrase that. I'm pretty sure they'll do the right thing. My Sony movies, what really upsets me when I watch them is there's no bass to the monsters' roars, and I want to hear that bass when the monsters roar. I'm hoping that with a Criterion an edition, they can revamp the audio and all that shit.
So, when I was looking at the 4K release right before we started this podcast, Godzilla vs. Biollante is going to be 5.0 channels, which means it's 5 channels, no sub. Or else, if it was a sub, it'd be 5.1 or 7.1 or 5.2.1, which is for Atmos. There's no one. It's 5.0, so there'll be no sub feedback. You won't feel bass because there's no bass. Now that once we get it, depending on your audio setup, like my receiver for like my Atmos setup, it bypasses that most of the time, and it creates its own bass because my receiver is fucking like $2,000. But you pay for the premium, you get the premium. So we'll see when it gets released. Just though from reading the specs, yeah, it was definitely an unfortunate thing. So we'll see.
That makes me sad, and that always made me wonder, like, because these movies are from the 90s, 89 for Biollante, and then the rest of the 90s, was that audio quality just not there? Like, I mean, there wasn't like Dolby theaters, there was THX theaters.
Well,
you know
that's the thing is THX came out with the original Star Wars, which was what, 78, 79?
77.
Yeah, so from 77 on, yeah, audio decoding became more of a thing, the home or movie theaters were doing, it wasn't hi-fi anymore. It was more surround. So a lot of the movies before that are compressed to either one or two channels. For instance, the Criterion release of the Godzilla movies, the Showa, they're either mono, which is one channel, or 2.0. That's it. Even when I pop it into my shit.
I don't mind it for Showa though, but like for the you know, it's that guttural raw from 85 to King Ghidorah. That bell down guttural raw. When I heard fucking Garrus Godzilla, you know the part on the bridge where you don't see him yet, you just hear that end part of his roar, that the way that shit vibrates through my fucking speakers, I'm in love every time. I put my dick in the socket. I do. Because I love it. I love it. That's what I want. I want when Godzilla roars in Hesai, I want to hear that shit. I want it to punch me and knock me the fuck out. I'm dead, Jim. I'm dead.
So I think what happened with the Showa era set might be happening with the Heisei films as well, because the Showa era films were transferred over from DVDs. They weren't from original negatives, original audio, the whole 9 yards. And I have a feeling Toho might be limiting Criterion's resources with that, learning now what JR just said.
Well,
and I feel like that's only possible if they actually have like the original stuff to pull from, because if they're doing it from the original DVD set that Toho put out in 2004, 2005, that came with that super fucking rare fuck off movie monster series silver Godzilla 1984 figure, yeah, there's only so much you can do with that.
Well, I would also say it could be a case where that's not happening, because the Blu-ray release that came out actually is 2-channel. So the Blu-ray release was 2-channel, and the 4K Blu-ray from Criterion is 5 channels. So it could be a case where they actually have access to the source files, but it could just be the audio decoding when they made the movie, they didn't account for bass. You know,
Could very well be that as well.
Again, we'll find out at release of this for sure. I mean, that's the first thing I'm doing is putting it in my Atmos player. I'm like, let's see.
What's up, Alex? How you doing, brother? Ladies and gentlemen, Alex, my brother, has joined us, also from Jersey, which means there's a question coming.
Oh, man. I would love to hear that question. But hello.
The question, Alex, and I posed this to Rob right at the top of the live stream. Are you seeing those drones flying over Jersey? What the hell's going on? Do you see them in the sky?
I have, in my area.
What's going on, bro? What's going on?
We don't know. They don't know. Everyone's, the government, the senators, the mayors, everyone's freaking out and trying to get an answer. So right now, all the FBI can say is, we don't know, which tells me I think they do know. They just don't want to say it. How do you not know? How do you not know at this point?
I'm watching a video right now of people shooting at the drones with guns. So, America!
No. We've seen that. Remember, that don't end well. Los Angelinos, please stop shooting at the UFO. That was in 1994. Fucking 1996, actually. Independence Day. Chill.
Yeah, stop shooting at the fucking drones!
Don't shoot them. Because then you could crash. You could shoot something. It'll crash into somebody's house. And the next thing you know, we're watching VHS of fucking Beyond. Right? Yeah, VHS Beyond. And it's the Stork all over again. Get Warden.
That sounds fun.
It does sound fun, actually. I love that fucking movie. Guess where that's going?
Yeah. Ooh, thanks for reminding me.
Speaking of, as an aside, I was going through my list at work. That was it, by the way. And I was like, well, fuck me. There's 10 movies already. Nosferatu is still 2 weeks away. I gotta figure shit out. Now I gotta move things. Now I gotta play chess. I gotta move things because there are other things that came out this year that deserve to be on the spot. over certain movies. Like, so I like, we're not gonna just do movies, obviously. The last 2 years,
Yeah.
me and JR, we've just ran the gamut. But this year, there's a lot of good shit to come out this year, and man, 2 weeks. Is it 2 weeks? Yes. Is it? Yes.
Yeah,
So.
2 weeks.
2
And I'm
weeks.
I need 3 for my top best and 2 more for my worst.
Yeah, my worst is looking not good. I need fucking 4.
I know. What we're talking about, the worst movie this year?
The worst things of the year, the best and worst things of the year. Oh, you know what? I just got another worst. Oh, let me put that down.
It's
real quick.
I already know what's the worst for me.
I saw it. I saw it yesterday. It was the worst thing I saw this year.
Oh, I think you and I. It doesn't start with a K, because then I guess.
No, what was
But-
start with a K? No, it's the VGAs. It's the worst thing I saw this year.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about the video game awards. That shit fucking...
That's just
I woke up in a cold sweat at 3 a.m. thinking Jeff Keighley was in my room as a goblin.
Oh, that's why he said starts with a K. I got you, Alex. You were thinking Jeff Keighley too. Perfect. The best
No,
thing.
I was thinking of another thing that starts with a K.
Oh, is there an X and a G involved in that? Because
No.
I watched that shit last week. Ladies and gentlemen, my wife made me watch Godzilla X Kong last week because we were doing movies
So bad.
catch
So
up.
bad.
We were doing movies. We watched Fall Guy, Don't Blink, fucking Furiosa, and then I watched fucking Mad Max Fury Road. That really does work well together. Oh, that shit really does work well together. And then I was like, I don't know what to watch. She was like, well, let's watch Godzilla. Which is not true because we tried to watch Bad Boys first. Didn't work. Shut that shit right off. Shut that shit right off.
Really?
Yeah.
I really liked the second and what was
No,
that?
no,
Bad
no,
Boys
no,
for
no,
Life?
no. I'm not talking about old Bad Boys. I'm talking about the one that came out this year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I like
Oh,
2 of the 4 Bad Boys movies because I haven't seen the new one.
Oh yeah, no, I shut that one off. We shut it off right away. I was like, all right.
Oh, fuck.
So, yeah, but not to go into that. That's for 2 weeks. That's gonna be a fun podcast. Make sure your britches is on tight, boys. We're going in. It's gonna be a big one.
Okay, we're going.
Yeah, Rob, welcome to our world. That one's gonna be terrible.
Listen.
Okay.
I'll just do it really quick because I got to eat dinner soon.
Yeah.
I'll say it for 2 seconds. I saw Craven today and I wanted to cry. That's
Oh, whoa. What are you doing to go
Maroon.
pay your money to see that? What are you doing? Alex, I love you. You are fucking nuts.
3 Italians just yelled at him, and 2 of us aren't Italian.
It's true. Okay, wait. This is great. Review it real quick before you gotta go.
I think I'd rather watch I'd rather watch Madam Web 3 times over than watch
No.
Craven. I'm being dead serious, and I love Craven because I have the last ton. I have all the original comics, the volumes, all this stuff. I went to this movie thinking, you know what? It may be bad, but at least it's the best of the Sony stuff. It ended up to me being the worst,
Ooh.
and I'm not
Wow.
joking that.
Ooh.
I came out of it actually being furious, not upset, not sad, furiously angry at it.
The fact that Craven had like some kind of hunter vision, I was like, yeah, no.
And guess what the opening Thursday numbers were?
Oh.
1 million.
Oh, it made werewolf money. By the way,
Yeah, but here's the difference. Werewolf is like, nobody knows about that. They were promoting Craven for a long
The
time.
budget for
2
Craven's 140 million.
Oh, they must have spent it on the rhino's shitty costume. He looks like he has elephantitis. What are you doing?
they really could have
That movie
resurrected
can
Ray
make no fucking
Harryhausen.
money.
Yeah, that's bad.
Oh my god. I've seen better fucking gabagool.
Oh, Gabagool is better than that shit, bro.
I've
Come on,
dude.
man.
I've seen better Gabagool on Halloween, bro. The Gabagool himself. I said, "Oh, you need to be in a Sony movie, Gabagool." Fuck. Wow, it's that bad, huh, Alex?
They're saying here if the prediction holds, gonna make between 10 to 12 million opening weekend. Madam Web did 18.
Oh, well,
I'd be surprised if it makes 12.
and here's the thing: you've got Lord of the Rings, War of Roham, or whatever it is.
That'll make money.
It'll make money, but Moana 2 is doing fucking gangbusters, bro.
At the bank right now.
It's the bank.
And Wicked. It's a double take right now.
So
man.
yeah, but see, Moana came out and knocked Wicked out the fucking park. So get it out. Boop, it's mine. My turn. Even without Lin-Manuel, which I saw why he didn't do it. He had contractual obligations for other things. That's why he couldn't come. And he said that Moana was going to be a TV show. Like it was supposed to be for Disney Plus as a TV show. And they had whoever was doing the music and the score for it already there. And then they said, you know what? Let's just make a movie of these first 6 episodes. Let's just make a movie and put it on the theaters. Gangbusters, bro. I mean, fuck that Barbenheimer versus Glickett thing. Like, Glickett's not even a fucking thing at all.
Yeah.
Gladiator 2 made no money. It came out, opening weekend, but then fell right the fuck off. The shit got jettisoned into space, just like Ridley Scott needs to be jettisoned into space before he fucking touches aliens again.
Ridley Scotch.
Ridley Scotch. I mean, so yeah, no, it's kind of crazy. Craven will make no money. Sony has cut its losses. I mean,
Probably the smartest fucking thing they've done yet.
Yeah, but they really should give us a remaster of Resistance Fall of Man trilogy and add the PSP game in there too. Just give it all to us right now. Stupid ass Sony. I want to hear it. Fucking Game Awards, man. What a waste of my fucking Thursday. I digress. What's that? 4? 5. Maybe 5. Where were we? Godzilla versus Biollante. Okay. We set our piece. Alex, before you go, do you have anything to say about Godzilla versus Biollante coming out on 4K for Criterion Collection?
I did not know this. If that's the case, then I hope that we can get the best 4K. What was it? Isn't the Japanese one the best that there's out right now? The box sets? I've heard that they're very good over there.
The Toho releases?
The 4K collection over there. Don't they have that already? How is that?
Yeah, but I'm not entirely sure, but I know for this one, Criterion got it, and they're doing their own shit. So,
I mean, I hope it's good. I mean, I'm always worried. I have the regular Blu-ray collection of Biollante. You know, it has some grain in it and stuff. I mean, I hope they can clean it up. But in the end, hey, it's another copy I'll be getting.
yeah.
I mean, for whatever reason, as Americans, we always get the short end of the sticks when it comes to the quality of our Blu-rays or even DVDs back in the day of Godzilla. So I hope that we can get the best of the best that's out there. Whether Criterion's going to do that or not, I don't know. But Biolante's probably in my top 3 favorite Godzilla movies of all time. So I want the best for that movie. And if they don't, then I will cry more than I did for Craven.
Alex, ladies and gentlemen.
And I'll be back, guys.
All right. Well, since Alex is saying he's going to return, let's turn to a return to form, hopefully, of a franchise that has not been hitting in some time. What a blessed Friday the 13th I've had today, because one of my all-time favorite fucking horror comedy movies, I don't even like saying it's a comedy, even though it is hysterical fucking moments in that movie. It's really horrifying, though, when you think about it. First running zombies? Check. Return of the Living Dead is coming back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got to wait a whole fucking year for it, but I'm all right with that. I'll wait a year. They dropped a teaser trailer today with Silent Night playing, snow-covered landscape, in a cemetery with the fucking Tar Man dragging a Christmas tree. And that's it. That's all it is. That's all it is. And yet, why is it one of the best things I've seen today? It is the best thing I've seen today, besides these beautiful guys' faces. Why is it the best thing I've seen today? What's going on? JR, you and me and you, we have talked Return of the Living Dead a lot. And sometimes to damn near vomiting. And I know you are a fucking stickler for this shit. Like, you're like, no. But I gotta ask, man, what did you think of this trailer? Because I fucking loved it. I don't give a fuck what you think. I'm all for this. This shit looks like Return to Form without even showing anything but the Tar Man dragging his Christmas tree to a fucking cemetery in the snow.
So, I love the original Return of the Living Dead. I have almost every release that they've done. I have it on fucking steel case. I have the 4K special edition. I have the 4K special edition steel case. I have it on DVD. I have it on VHS. I have the soundtrack on vinyl. I have the soundtrack on CD. I have a Tar Man figure. I have a Tar Man fucking diorama that goes with the fucking figure. And currently I have the NECA 2-pack on pre-order of Trash and Suicide. I love Return of the Living Dead. I love the sequel too. The third one, not so much. Everything after is straight to the trash bin. So
$3.
yesterday when I saw that picture, you know, Rob, you weren't here, but I was like, no, just fucking no, stop it. Leave it the fuck alone. It's done. It's dead. And then I watched this teaser trailer. And it doesn't give you much. It's definitely Tar Man in the snow. And I like the icicle fingers, man. It's like this motherfucker's like, maybe the trioxin ooze has just been coming off of him and freezing. It's like, that's dope. But just watching it, I'm like, it's a period piece. It's going back to 85, which is when the original takes place. The original takes place on the 4th of July. And I'm sitting here thinking, it's like, well, it's going to be a Christmas movie. You get a bunch of punk rock kids going into a cemetery on Christmas with the snow, fucking with some trioxin. I don't hate this teaser trailer. I don't hate it. I'm cautiously optimistic. Mostly because Silent Hill 2, I got fucking way too excited and that turned out to be shit. So I'm like, I want to see more. This teaser trailer, it got us talking. It got the Return of the Living Dead fans talking. And that's good because, yeah, the last one, Rave to the Grave, came out on the Sci-Fi Channel back in, I think it was like 2008, 2009. It's been a long fucking time.
Necropolis and Rave to the Grave were back to back. It was terrible.
Yeah. But they've been putting out so much Return of the Living Dead products, re-releasing the movie. It's like, it was always a cult classic, but there's really a revitalization. What do I think? Yeah, revitalization of this franchise, which, right on. You know, even if I don't like this movie, I have 3 million copies of the fucking original. I have more copies of the original Return than I do the original Dawn of the Dead. Officially. Yeah, I don't know. I like it. It gives me more figures to collect. Maybe I'll start getting some more fucking figures from the movie, like a half fucking the chick with the red hair, the zombie chick that's laying on the slab. Yeah, I need some of that. But I don't know, man. Like, it didn't rub me the wrong way. And one thing I will absolutely say in this teaser, aesthetically, here's the nail, here's the hammer. nailed it. Because once that gate opens and it sounds just like the original movie, I was like, you're doing things. So we'll see. I don't know the director. I don't know the writers. I'm going to look into it some more. But you know what?
I think they're fanboys like us, to be honest.
Yeah. And that's what we need right now. That's what we need. And that's something that definitely will be discussed in our top 10 best and worst is we need fanboys to make these reboots and remakes. Because, yeah, I'm kind of down for this shit. And yeah, always remember, the only way to actually kill these zombies is a shit ton of electricity and a guy that kind of looks like Michael Jackson in a jacket dancing around while being shocked. Hey, man. I love the second movie too. I'm just saying.
Get that damn screwdriver out of my head.
That's so good, dude. I love the drunken doctor too. He's such a good fucking character.
He really is. Rob, I'll ask you this. Do you want to party?
I do want to party.
It's party time.
I'm not like a mega fan of these movies, but it's kind of like Alien for me. I knew about the franchise before I'd ever seen a movie, just because of the toys, the masks, the merchandising in and of itself. The first time I ever saw these movies was during a Sci-Fi Channel marathon where they were heavily censored, and it took me a couple more years to see them in their rightful thingamabob, whatever, state. But this teaser trailer, like, I get it. I get where all this hype is coming from because it just has that fucking aura to it where it's like, this could be good because it doesn't feel corporate. It's extremely simple. It's got its little nods in there for like the mega fans like you and JR and everything. But to me as a casual, like I said, with 28 friggin' years later, it has its own vibe. It doesn't feel like it's trying to be something else. JR looks surprised.
Yeah, he does.
No, I'm on Bloody Disgusting reading about it.
I was going to go there, but go ahead.
It's a fucking sequel?
Yeah.
It takes place 18 months after the original movie?
Yeah.
That's fucking...
Do you want to party? It's party time!
Wait a second! Hold on!
It's so fucking good! It's party time!
It's so good!
Listen, all I'm going to say is not a bad question, Bert. Oh, it's not a bad question, Bert. Why did they need to do this? Not a bad question, Bert. The reason is because of Necropolis and Rave to the Grave, and even that third movie, which they mutated the zombies. I hated the girl's hot, the chick was hot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real sexist here, bro. She's fucking smoking, even dead. I got a thing. I'm not a necrophiliac, but listen, her and fucking Linda in Evil Dead. Shut up, Linda. Something about that Deadite. Linda was his girlfriend, right? Yes.
Yeah. So I also want to add real quick, the special effects are being done by Tony Gardner, who worked on Zombieland, Hocus Pocus, and the Chucky franchise.
Fantastic.
This
Good
is
hand.
it's the ducks are in a row. They've got the gun. Come on.
So you ready for this one? I read earlier today also that this movie is not taking place in Kentucky like the original did.
It's in Pennsylvania.
It's in Pennsylvania. Which, what I'm thinking, even though it's a sequel, I'm thinking it's really a reboot, but I'm going to vibe with the sequel thing. This is the original Return of the Living Dead that, oh my God. Oh,
Dan O'Bannon.
Wrote with, George Romero, or didn't write with George Romero, but
they were
wanted
working
to make,
on it.
They wanted to make, and I think this is going to be it with a Christmas theme. And I'm so for
Yeah,
it.
no, it's fucking. God damn it. Yeah, and I'm just reading in like the teaser, it was all practical effects. The snow, the tarman, the Christmas tree, there was no CGI. Just from this article alone, it's just diving deeper and deeper into this short little teaser.
I mean, why not? Why can't it be? I mean, what?
No, that's what gets me excited. It's like we're going back to practical effects zombies. I love this shit. Like 28 years later and Return of the Living Dead. It is the rise of practical effects zombies again. No more of that World War Z shit.
Hey, you watch your mouth. That's a good movie.
Hey, it's all right, but the CG zombies.
I ain't mad at it. I was mad. They scare me. They scared me.
And then The Walking Dead's been doing CG zombies for fucking 300 years. We're rolling back.
Stop watching that.
We're rolling back to the good old times.
And this is one of the things I wanted to talk about today, but it got bumped, but I'm going to throw it in here right now. That Werewolves movie that came out last week, people are giving it fucking props for the practical effects of the werewolves themselves, the fucking costumes. People are loving it. They're loving it. Yes, it only made $1 million, and this week it's probably going to make $25,000, which means it should be on the high seas real soon in HD, which then I can watch and then I can add. And I hope that's the case. But practical effects are for these micro-budgeted movies making comebacks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Really kills me because now I really want to see that fucking Toxic Avenger movie, man. Like, oh.
I know.
Yeah, where the fuck is that thing?
So,
dude, it got viewed at Fantastic Fest last year, and then was gone.
yeah.
Gone. Crazy.
It's a trauma film, bro. Like,
so what, bro? Come on, man. Fucking what's his name? The little guy. Fucking as
Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage as Toxic. Just
Here's the other question that I have with this movie, because the original Return of the Living Dead, dude, it's punk rock. The entire soundtrack is fucking punk rock. I'm listening to it right now. The character's punk rock. I want that again. I really hope they go that route. And then I see you in the chat with your fish. You can hear me gushing about this teaser trailer. You were messaging me. You're like, I thought you didn't like the idea. I'm like, you'll find out. You'll find out. And no, it's like, if they're going that route, I want to see some punk rockers, man. Punk rockers going against some zombies. Yo, oh my God. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Honestly, I think they're going to go back to what worked. But I never read the book, and I am now going to Kindle that shit maybe tonight if it's available, because I would love to read the original treatment of Return of the Living Dead. But moving on, because let's move it on. Another return. And I don't know if this one seems desperate, but I'm kind of thinking this one seems desperate. We found out this week that Chris Evans, a.k.a. Captain America himself, is coming back to the Marvel Cinematic Universe in Avengers Doomsday, joining his castmate, Tony Stark, a.k.a. Robert Downey Jr., a.k.a. the Iron Man himself, who's now playing Dr. Doom. And I'm all like, why? Is it a desperation thing? Is Disney, Marvel really looking at the movies they've been putting out since Spider-Man No Way Home? Let me rephrase. Deadpool, Wolverine don't count. I won't count. I will absolutely not count that, because that is the end of the Fox universe. Yes, it's an MCU movie, but that movie is the end of Fox owning the rights to Marvel movies. Anything Marvel has done since Spider-Man No Way Home has not hit. It's not. I like a couple of them. I liked Shang-Chi. You know what I mean? Like, I really did like Shang-Chi. But for the most part, Endgame was pretty much it. No Way Home, pretty much it. So now that we see Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Dr. Doom, and Captain America, well, if he's going to be Captain America, but who else would he fucking be? We already did the fucking stunt with Johnny Storm and Deadpool Wolverine. So he's got to be Captain America, right? I mean, personally, I think I know where this is going. Captain Hydra. And that was a really good book, Secret Empire or whatever the fuck it was called. That was really good story arc. But I don't think this is where they were supposed to go. I don't think this is where they're going. I think they're course correcting. And you know what, Rob? I see you. Do you believe me or do you have your own opinions on this?
No, I believe you. Because the minute Robert Downey Jr., took off that mask and did his little pose and everything, it's like, yeah, hi, but y'all looking like you're taking fucking 4 bachata steps back, not forward. Because, dude, you don't have a year like Marvel's been having for the last 2-3 years, and then do something like this and make that seem like an inspired choice. It's like you're going back to what people are familiar with. Oh, but we're going to do them in a different spin, alternate universe and everything. It's like, just this, buddy. Just fucking this. It, like, don't get me wrong. Is it cool? Sure. But y'all ain't coming off like you've got the grandest fucking royale of a fucking idea going on here. And I don't know, because here's the thing: is the movie going to do well? Probably, based on Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans and whoever else is going to be revealed to be coming back alone. But how long is that going to last? How long are people going to be like, yeah, well, you already did that? And this is a Band-Aid on a gigantic gaping wound. And they better make their next couple of steps fucking elegant ones, because if they fumble this, it's done. It's done. And the only choice they have to do if they fumble this is to go back to smaller budgets, smaller cast, smaller ideas. Because that's going to be the only way you make anything back. Because Robert Downey Jr. being in this shit alone was going to be expensive. Now you got Chris Evans. I just don't see it as a choice for the health for the franchise, but I just see it as a choice because we really need a win.
That right there, and you hit on something I was going to throw out there too. Who else is going to come back? Because here's what I fear. They're going to do the evil Avengers.
Oof.
They're going to bring it. Whatever they're going to be. Again, I'm pretty sure it's Secret Empire. But where Cap was Captain Hydra, where the world had spun on its axis, no pun intended, and Captain America was legit Hydra.
That is Secret Empire.
It is Secret Empire. And honestly, I thoroughly enjoyed that run. I read it after.
I hear it's good.
It's really good. I read it like 3 years after it came out, and I was like, wow, this was really fucking good. So I can see him doing that. If Downey's playing Doom, we bring Scarlett Johansson back and make her the fucking Black Widow from the Ultimates universe, who was bad. She was a traitor. She was infiltrating the whole time, so she could be there. And I could just see this type of spin. I mean, we've got Harrison Ford playing Red Hulk coming out in February with the new Captain America movie. So we have that. Not saying Harrison Ford is going to be, because when we seen him yesterday on the Gaming Awards, I was
holy like, Jesus.
Yay, Harrison, Indy, Han, Burpee. Hang it up. Hang it up. It's over. It's over.
Dude, there's hanging it up, and there's like, bruh, you left the walker behind the stage, didn't you?
It was very uncomfortable to see someone as renowned and beloved in my eyes as Han Solo coming out looking like it just no.
Yeah.
No. But I digress. Not what I'm talking about. They have Red Hulk. I'm just worried that they do this thing where they have all the evil Avengers, and then, just like in Endgame, the portal's open, and here comes all the fucking Avengers. They're all back. Cap, Chris Evans, Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr., Spider-Man with the... Oh my God, I thought you were dead. And because I think that's what they're trying to recapture, but I could be wrong. JL, what do you think?
I don't think that's what they're going to do.
Uh-oh.
So we're definitely going to have Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom.
It's happening.
Because
That's official.
they're doing Doomsday. But I think that's not going to take place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like in the, the one, hear me out. In the one where like Endgame and everything happened, that one, they've introduced the multiverse. And if they're going the Secret Wars route, I think the Beyonder will go through time and pick different Avengers from different time periods to bring to Battle World, quote unquote. I think that's what it is. The Beyonder's going to pick Captain America from like Infinity War or some shit because they've established time travel, they've established the multiverse, and I think that's something they're going to do. That's what they have to do. Because if they do this, if they do Secret Avengers or Secret Empire, it's too on the nose. It's too predictable. Because it's like, oh, we just went, evil Avengers. That's stupid. If you want to do a somewhat faithful adaptation of Secret Wars, which I have the original comic trade, I love that fucking comic. You have, maybe it's not the Beyonder, but something like that. Bring in the Avengers from different universes, different time periods into Battle World. That's how we can get the Hulk before he was, Bruce Banner and the Hulk at the same time. We can just get Bruce Banner again. That's how we could get Tom Holland's Spider-Man before, it could tie in if Sony actually sells the rights, and we could, because that's technically how Spider-Man got the black suit, was Secret Wars, but that would be fucking awesome. If they go that route, fucking kudos. But I don't know. I think that's where personally I would go, because it's like you set up this whole multiversal shit. Pay it the fuck off with that. I don't know.
I'm sorry. I know I'm pretty sure I've done this to you before, but I got to do it again. There's been 4 Secret Wars. Secret Wars 1 and 2 was pretty much the same thing. Battle Royale with the Marvel characters, the villains, the heroes. That's what that was. That was in the 70s and 80s, right? Or just the 80s, early 80s, very early 80s. Then there was a Secret Wars that was like, I think 4, maybe 5 issues, maybe 6, where they had to infiltrate Latveria.
Yeah.
And Doctor Doom.
But see,
and they had these stealth costumes. They were dope. Spider-Man had this dope stealth costume. Daredevil, Wolverine, like it was dope. That was that. But that was kind of like Secret Wars in name only, right? That was
hear me out.
That was Suino, right? But, and this is where it's going, they set up the multiverse. They're doing all of that shit now. The last Secret Wars that came out was because of the multiverse. They're doing that.
But why would they?
Because
say what you will, Deadpool and Wolverine, when Deadpool's in that fucking, what is that fucking realm called?
Which one? The
one where they first arrive and there's a giant 20th Century Fox logo behind them. Where all the
Void. The
Void. Why would he land right next to him, the Secret Wars comic? That's Battle World.
No doubt. But that's the joke. That's a joke. That's Ryan Reynolds poking fun at everything. That's Ryan Reynolds having the Green Lantern in the fucking intro of one of those Deadpool movies. That is the joke. True. The multiverse and Secret Wars is what the last Secret Wars was. Doomsday, the Secret Wars, because Dr. Doom became God Doom. He was all
Okay,
in
I
white.
like this.
Yeah. And it was a thing. They brought all of the universes together. This is Crisis on Infinite Earths. Make no mistake about it. DC did it first. Make no
They did.
mistake about it. That's what they're doing here. You know? So, as much as you want to see Battleworld, and I will give Marvel the credit because they do it, it is due. If they
It would be dope.
if they wanted to black suit Spider-Man with a symbiote, they can absolutely do it. Because they've done things in the first 10 years of Marvel where that doesn't add up to what you're trying to do when it comes to the comics, but holy shit, it works. They do it. They do it. They do it, and they do it good. So if they wanted to give Spider-Man the black suit, and let's say, even though I don't think this is where it's going, because I think the next Spider-Man movies are going to be street level shit. But if they wanted to do it, they can do it in the Secret Wars. They can absolutely do it because it could be, again, it's the multiverse. They're on different planets. He can get it. It can work. It could absolutely work. This could be one of the reasons why Sony said, all right, you know what? This ain't making money. And Marvel's like, guess what? Let us get the suit. Stop fucking around. We'll give you this under the table. Shut the fuck up. No taxes. Go buy Gamera. You know what I'm saying? Go buy Gamera. Here you go. Here's Gamera money right here, bro. It's not going to be Battleworld. It could be incorporated. I'm not saying that
I would love that. I would love that, dude.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it won't be incorporated because, yeah, you can't have Secret Wars and not incorporate somehow Battleworld. But that's where the evil Avengers versus the original Avengers come in. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to the Marvel heroes versus the Marvel villains. The cinematic universe didn't get there yet. They're playing with these characters they got, so let's just make evil versions of them. You know? It's injustice, bro. It's injustice. It literally is. It's the video game injustice.
But it would also suck because it's like they're trying to set up the new Avengers. It's not hitting for someone like me.
It's not, and that's the problem because I look at a trailer like Thunderbolts and I'm like, I'm not interested.
Oh, I don't give a flying fuck about Thunderbolts, dude.
At all. And honestly, Thunderbolts is where Red Hulk is supposed to come from. But Red Hulk is coming in Captain America, New World Order.
Which looks like shit as well.
And yet at the same time, I'm going to go and watch that movie. Because there's something intriguing about that. Not the Red Hulk. Something intriguing. I do want to see how Marvel handles Anthony Mackie as Captain America.
Yeah.
Because in the comic books, it works. And I like Anthony Mackie. I do. I do. Cut the check. That's the... Yo, that shit's funny as hell. But I digress. 6, 7. Who knows? So I'm looking forward to that. I'm just... Chris Evans back. I mean, to me, it's like, okay, we got to revamp what we were going to do. We got to change the game. And I really wouldn't be surprised if you find, in the next couple of years, Scarlett Johansson. Oh. We know who's going to come back. We know Chris Hemsworth is coming back. We know Mark Ruffalo's coming back. These characters are not gone.
There's rumors right now that Thanos might be in it. Because they've established Lady Death and Agatha. So there's talk about Thanos coming back. And I'm like, are we just doing member berries?
No, that ship has sailed. You will get one of those Easter eggs if Agatha is that successful where they take Lady Death and Aubrey Plaza, because I think it was Aubrey Plaza who...
It is.
Yeah, right? Which actually I fucking like. I think that's genius, personally.
Yeah.
It would be one of those things because it's the multiverse that you will get a version of Thanos that is the straight up Thanos from the Infinity Gauntlet comic book.
Which would be dope, where he's obsessed with Lady Death.
Yeah, he's doing all of this for Lady Death. I can
That wouldn't
see
be
that,
bad.
but that's an Easter egg. That's not a big thing.
Yeah.
It's an Easter egg, and that's just it. The symbiote, Lady Death, and Thanos. Those are gonna be Easter eggs. But the Secret Wars is going to be based off of, because it's the multiverse, the last Secret Wars comic that came out within the decade. Go read it. I read it. It was good. I liked it. I love the ideas of the incursions. I love the ideas of the Illuminati, right? Which was the smartest superheroes on the planet, right?
Yeah.
Trying to figure out, well, how do we save our universe? Because the only way we can save ours is to destroy whatever world is going to come and incur with us. The incursions were happening they were watching as these planets were coming together and destroying each other.
Yeah.
One by one. And they were like, the question became, how do we save them? And they were like, we can't. We got to let nature run its course. Okay, then what happens when it's our turn? That was Secret Wars.
Okay.
It was a countdown up until that point, and that point became Secret Wars. And it was dope. And it was the 616 and the Ultimate Universe. And they said when the Ultimate Universe was created, and I'll never forget this, and I'll never forget this, we will never have a crossover. This is its own thing. This is its own thing because DC was doing it.
Yeah.
But, every now and then money talks. They kill off Ultimate Peter Parker. They create Miles Morales. Miles Morales gets a bunch of shit from the beginning because they're like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, they didn't gender or race swap Peter Parker. They created a new Spider-Man because Peter Parker died. Oh, it doesn't make sense. And then there was Spider-Man. The crossover that they said would never happen. And it happened. And it was fucking fire.
Starring Ben Riley.
So good.
A clone.
It wasn't Ben Riley. It was Peter Parker.
I know.
It was Peter Parker meeting Miles Morales. The two universes converged. And it was fucking dope. I mean, at the end, man, I had tears in my eyes reading that comic book. I kid you not. There is moments in that shit where I was like,
but
wow.
Also, I'm also going to add to this. It's not that the superhero fatigue has happened for me, because DC's doing it for me. James Gunn and his fucking Justice League Cinematic Universe, the Batman universe, because I just got done watching The Penguin on Tuesday. Fuck me. So good. I think Marvel is at a point where it's like, it's almost like they keep doing the same shit. Because just hearing, all these characters, these actors are coming back to revitalize the characters, even if they're the evil versions of these characters, it's not working for me because I'm looking at DC now. I'm looking like we got Superman and the Justice Society coming. We've got another Batman movie. We've got another Batman spin-off TV show. There's a animated DC show that's coming out.
It's out now.
That actually, yeah, and it ties in to Gunn's DC Cinematic Universe.
Yep.
And it's like, and then Swamp Thing's a couple of years away. Mark fucking Hamill is Swamp Thing. Yeah, like, I don't know. Maybe it's just like, the problem isn't superhero fatigue. The problem is repetition.
Do you know, real quick, on some meta shit, Mark Hamill played Swamp Thing, Joker, and Mark Hamill in an episode of Justice League Adventure or some shit, or Action? It was like the Joker kidnapped Mark Hamill from a convention and Swamp Thing saved him.
I fucking love it, dude. I love
it. Like, the greatest thing of all time. You gotta be kidding me. Because everybody knows I'm a Swamp Thing fan. Everybody knows. You guys know that. Jay also.
Yeah.
Alright, listen. As far as Marvel returns go, the only Marvel return I'm looking at right now, the biggest Marvel return, it ain't Captain America. It ain't Tony Stark. The biggest Marvel return, nobody saw this shit coming, is God fucking Zilla. What? What? Listen. In a year where we saw Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong, right? Come out. Then announced there's a sequel to Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong coming out, right? Now it's going to be Godzilla versus the Marvel Universe.
Round 2, baby. It's round 2, my dude.
None of this shit makes sense to me. Rob, could you try to make it make sense to me?
Money.
Money.
There you go. I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but it's like, as long as it's cool, does it really need to make sense in this regard? King Ghidorah is a little bitch boy for Galactus.
I love
All
it.
right.
I love it.
Like, I ain't even into it like that, and I'm in for it. Like, that's just cool. That's well, it's not really a different idea, King Ghidorah being a pawn for somebody else, but that setup, it's fire. That's all there is to it.
Time out.
I have friends.
Is that really a thing,
What?
or are you just making that up? Is that really?
No,
a thing?
that's the first issue
that's
synopsis.
The first issue. Yeah, King Ghidorah is the herald for Galactus.
Yeah, the first issue is going to be,
exactly.
what was it? Godzilla versus the Fantastic Four, number
Yeah.
1. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And King Ghidorah is the herald for Galactus. Yeah.
I'm crying. I'm just not letting y'all see that, but I am. I'm crying. Tears of joy, ladies and gentlemen. I swear to God, I don't understand why, but the water's leaking from my eyeballs. Oh,
I'm not crying. My eyeballs are sweating.
oh man, who's cutting the end?
It's so good, dude.
That's Yeah, please continue.
Like,
I'm
dude-
sorry. Holy shit.
I have friends that are like entry level Godzilla fans right now because of my fucking ass, and they're like, I'm buying every issue. And that to me makes me happy because that's Godzilla on a fucking level to which they're very well read up upon. But way to start off fucking strong. Godzilla versus fucking the Fantastic Four. King Ghidorah is the herald for Galactus. Perfect time to bring back the best Ghidorah design. Anime Ghidorah.
Never gonna happen. But oh my God, it could.
That would be dope,
could.
dude. That would be dope.
It would. It would be great to see that design get another chance.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. And do something like really, really cool.
And not just come out of black holes and float.
I mean, that's still kind of cool because it wasn't technically him. But I digress. That's one.
That's one.
This is a cool thing that's going on. Hopefully, there's a lot less traced action figure art.
No, I don't think we're gonna get that. This image alone, that's Toho Godzilla, bro.
Yeah.
What figure did they take that from?
I'm just saying. Hopefully, there's a lot less
Yeah,
like traced action figure art. That's my main concern because Marvel ain't exempt from that either. Lest we forget what happened with the Alien comics.
that is so fucking true. God, that's true. But still,
But I'm hyped, dude.
okay. So honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be real honest. I did not read no synopsis. I saw the fucking picture. I believed it was happening. I was like, you got to be and I said that. You got to be fucking kidding me. I said that. And that was not in like, really, they doing this? It was like, oh my God, they're doing this? Because DC just did this. And Gam Gams, bless your heart, Gam Gams, pointed out, yeah, but this is Toho Godzilla. That was legendary Godzilla. And I'm like, fuck yeah, you could, I guess, do it. I swear to God, the original Marvel Godzilla turned into American Kaiju, but then I read something and it all came back. Apparently that guy was a mutation for a dude who turned into American Kaiju, but that shit don't make sense. it makes more sense that the original Marvel Godzilla is still in the Marvel universe, just mutated, and it can't be used as Godzilla. I think it's the Leviathan. But could you imagine that clash? I was going to say colossal clash, but it was very cheesy. I said it anyway. I don't know, JR, man. What do you think, man?
Well, the news dropped while I was at work, so I went to my boy, my boy that I have at work. I swear to God, and I showed him the picture, and he looks at me. He's like, "But they did that already." I'm like, "We're doing it again," and he's like, "You telling me?" Because he's a Marvel buff. He's like, "You telling me the best shit that I like, the best shit you like, is meeting up again for round 2?" I was like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Motherfucker," and I was like telling him how DC has the legendary Godzilla and Kong, and he's like, "Fuck, there's so much." He's like, "I gotta read this shit," and I got stoked. I did. Because, yeah, DC's got legendary Godzilla and Kong. I mean, come on. That's dope.
You're already winning.
Marvel's getting the Toho shit. Man, I ain't mad at it. I can't wait. See, and I like DC more personally. I'm following more of their stories and stuff. I have a couple of Marvel comics kicking around and stuff. Catch a movie every now and then. But, like, I do have the original essential trade of the Marvel Godzilla. And, yeah, Godzilla has fought the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, a bunch of these motherfuckers before. And it's sitting here saying that he's going across the Marvel universe. Dude, I'm gonna have to brush up on some motherfucking history here because holy shit, yo, you get Godzilla going to Thor's homeworld and just fucking shit up, and then fucking Thor and Loki gotta fight Godzilla? Dude, and then Odin's gotta get in on this shit? Like, I'm stoked. Dude, the possibilities are literally fucking infinite. And then, yeah, Galactus and King Ghidorah? Dude, that's fucking genius. That makes me wonder if Destroyer's gonna be in it. Who would get Destroyer? Dude. I would love to see Doctor Strange do some mysticism on Godzilla and shit. I don't know. It's exciting, and it's right. You and me were talking about this. Godzilla's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Godzilla's in the DC Cinematic Universe. What if Godzilla's the one to bring them together?
The convergence. Convergence.
Superman got his ass stomped. I'm just saying, like,
That's...
maybe he needs to make that call, you know? Just call Cap one time because, again, both these universes are canon in each other's universes.
They are.
They are. All Superman has to do is make a call. There's been references several times after that crossover event.
There has.
I don't know, man. The possibilities, again, they're endless. I'm stoked. I'm stoked that we're getting a sequel to Godzilla vs. Kong vs. the Justice League with Killer Croc Godzilla. That shit's brilliant. I'm excited for round motherfucking 2 of Godzilla's reign of terror in the Marvel cinematic, or not cinematic universe, but the comic universe. I'm ready. Godzilla is in 2 of the greatest comic book companies at the exact same time. The same fucking time. That shit. Oh my God.
Gotta wonder how Godzilla is kicking ass in DC and is about to kick ass in Marvel, yet everything I see in the fucking publisher that actually publishes the Godzilla books is turning into children's comics. It makes me mad.
IDW?
Because in the beginning, IDW, I mean, they were crushing. Whether I agreed with certain art styles, I was like, that doesn't work here at all. But the stories were good, and I'm just like, fuck. But Godzilla back in Marvel, I mean. And it's Toho Godzilla, and like Toho signing off. Rob said it is the best. Money. Give me the motherfucking moolah. And it's crazy, but at the same time, fucking, Godzilla really is the crux to both universes, man. They both have multiverses, and Godzilla could be the one thing that brings them together. And then we can have Toho Godzilla go up against legendary Godzilla, and Sony reaps the profits. My God, the Godzilla PS4 game, this has been set in stone a decade ago. It's been set in stone a decade ago. And you think I'm lying? I'm not. It's not coincidence. It all makes sense in the grand scheme of things. Sony knew this was going to happen.
It's all over.
Talk about a doozy. Holy shit. Anyway,
it's so much hype, right? Like, us Godzilla fans, can we just say it? Us Godzilla fans are eating good. And if you're a comic book fan, either Marvel or DC, now you have Godzilla again in Marvel, because they did just re-release the omnibus, including all the stuff. I have the essentials. It's not colored, but the omnibus is apparently colored. I'm gonna try to pick that up. And then you have DC just man, that story's good. Like, they're using nth metal to trap Godzilla over by Atlantis, and he kills the Kraken with Tiamat. Like, there's a 3-way fucking monster fight. It's great. This shit's great. What a time to be a comic book fan, too.
Yeah, honestly, this is one of those things where it's like, Marvel has not really produced much. Let me rephrase that. Marvel hasn't given us good content in the comic book form as of late. They focus mainly on Venom, the movies coming out. I'm surprised Kraven doesn't have a fucking thing happening right now. But they haven't really done things. This crossover right here, man, it's the best of all worlds. It really is. It really is. But I digress. Listen. We're going to end this right now because we're about to hit the 2-hour mark, and we hit everything we needed to hit. Godzilla and Marvel. I still can't believe it, but I'll stop. JR, thank you for joining.
No, it's been a pleasure, and it's going to be crazy at my panel at Gem State Comic-Con talking about Godzilla and Marvel, and then Godzilla in the DC universe, and all this crazy stuff that's coming beforehand. It's crazy. I'm glad to be here. This was a blast. Man, I'm eating good.
We're eating good. Rob, thank you for staying up as long as you have, 48 hours. Appreciate you, brother.
Not a problem, guys. As always, it's a pleasure and a joy hanging out with y'all on a Friday night, even though I am dangerously hungover.
We're in the fucking
Yeah, you got to get a Bloody Mary in you, bro.
Bro, I got a cup of coffee, 3 cups of OJ, and 4 bottles of water in me.
That's about, oof, and you still hungover. You got to stop drinking them shots. No. And
I know.
Alex, if you're there, thank you for hanging out for, a couple. Exactly. No doubt. But that'll do it, ladies and gentlemen, for this episode of the fucking G Show podcast. I am G1, and we will see you next week. Well, no, that's not it. I am G1, and we are out of here.